Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR. And all right, I'm going to give you a sneak peek of what's coming up for tomorrow or Tuesday. Depends on how I'm able to space things out. This is Bonusburg, the Lost Dungeons of Bonusburg. So this is something from the Dave Arneson era of gaming. I mean to get to this. We are going to be having one of the people behind this project on in later March. Also, somebody who was behind the Blackmore documentary. But we will, again, we're talking later in March. We'll get to that. Little sneak peek. So, what is the topic for today? Well, I got a question for you all, and we'll see how everybody feels about it. But my question to you all today is: when it comes to doing, I don't know, your RPG product, is it more important to design your own system or to use an established system like one that's offered by the OGL? And now, why do I ask that? Because Doctor Who, Doctors and Daleks. Was it Daleks? I'm not that big a huge Doctor Who fan anymore. I couldn't tell you what it is. But Doctors and Daleks is going to be coming out for 5e. What? Say what? A new companion for your adventures through all of space and time. The wild adventures of everyone's favorite Time Lord comes to the world's most popular role-playing game in Doctors and Daleks. Now, remember, you can't mention the game. You just kind of hint at it. Take your gaming group into the TARDIS and travel anywhere, anyone. Want to meet Leonardo da Vinci or see what life was like in the year 3000? What about another planet entirely? All of time and space is your Venusian macro oyster. But keep your wits about you. There's a lot of danger in the vastness of eternity. We are delighted to announce that we are working on Doctors and Daleks, a new line of products that brings Doctor Who adventures to your table using 5th edition rules. The first release, the Doctors and Daleks Player's Guide, will launch soon. How soon is soon? I have no fucking idea, but soon is soon, right? How soon? Soon. The wild adventures of everyone's favorite Time Lord comes to the world's most popular role-playing game in Doctors and Daleks. Take your gaming group into the TARDIS and travel anywhere, anyone. We'll also continue to support the new 2nd edition of our award-winning Doctor Who, the role-playing game, with a host of new products on the way soon. Now, this is interesting, right? But it's interesting with the caveat of other publishers have done this already, right? In their own way. Castles and Crusades, Troll Lord Games. Well, all right, we're going to convert our stuff to 5e. Why? It's the world's most popular role-playing game. Fraud Guy Games publishes for the OSR and 5e, the world's most popular role-playing game. Goodman Games, DCC, RPG. Oh, but all of those classic reprints because of the world's most popular RPG. But it's not just the world's most popular RPG that I'm thinking about in this case. I'm going to bring out the elephant in the room, Giant Lands, and say Giant Lands as a concept isn't bad. It's interesting. It could work. The problem is the conceit, the idea that you needed to design a new RPG, a new game system to run it. Could you have done the same effect with, I don't know, Open D100, right? Built off of the Mongoose RuneQuest / Legend system. I don't see why not. What about Open D6? Sure. What about the classic OGL for 3.5, where all the OSR games are built off of? Probably. What about the new OGL, the new SRD for 5e? Okay. So here's the problem. And I think they're addressing it to some extent with Cubicle 7 here with the Doctor Who 5e edition. How many groups, not just players, DMs, groups want to learn a new system for every game they play? Why? Right? It's like learning a new programming language, when one programming language probably covers most of what you need. So why not use OGLs, open game licenses? Now there is, I guess, a caveat, right? When you use an open game license, you potentially open up some of your IP if you're not careful. Trust me, that being careful with licensed products. Licensed products like this one. That's not an issue then. So why not use an established system? Your bar to entry lowers, right? This is my opinion. I'd rather not learn a new system. I'd rather learn a new setting, learn a new default, right? Why do I need to learn a new game system? Why do I need to learn giant lands and brand new, never seen before RPG system when I could play that with the open D100 system, right? Basic RPG, and it's already out there. The hard work's been done. Then you can put the effort into the setting. You can put the effort into what makes what you are trying to bring to the game table unique. Now, maybe I'm full of shit, but hey, I'll bring up something that's very relevant. Star Frontiers, New Genesis, I think that's the subtitle to it, is going to be based on the OGL. I'm not sure if it's the 5e OGL. I'm not sure if it's the 3e, or I should say it's 5e OGL. The 5e SRD, System Reference Document, whether it's the 3e SRD, the 3rd edition Modern SRD, whatever. But it's not a bad idea. Even though people wanted to see the classic system, you can't reboot that system. That they don't have the rights to the IP. But the OGL takes all that away, right? So if I was going to put out a science fiction system, should I design it from the ground up? Listen, even Traveler has an OGL, right? An SRD. Should I design stuff from the ground up or take an established system that I know works and then put my tweaks on that as opposed to building from anew? I can't think of personally all that many reasons to continue with designing new systems. Sorry. And I apologize to the tinkerers that like to do so. And I'm not saying that your fancy heartbreaker will not be awesome, but it will probably not be read. Sorry. Truth in advertising. So I'm even saying that yes, TSR has probably made a good investment in saying, hey, let's not go and design our own percentile-based system to mimic the original Star Frontiers. Let's go with the SRD. Can't hurt, right? At least you've lowered that bar to entry. At least people aren't coming into it and go, oh, I don't know what the hell the system is like. Well, no, if you play D20 games, you do, right? Folks, I'd like to see your comments on this. I'd like to get your feedback, and I'd like to know what you think. On that note, we are still in the midst of the world of the pandemic. Is it falling back? Sure. Is it gone? No. Please use your common sense. Okay. Be safe, be well, God bless. Roll those dice, and God willing, I will be back again tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday, right? Yes, we're back again tomorrow, and hopefully from some Tonisburg, or maybe Tuesday. Well, hopefully tomorrow. All right, folks. On that note.